Hi everybody, it's Cathryn from In the Pink Designs. Today I have what I consider a little graduation box for a girl. It reminds me of graduation colors. It opens on the side like this. And inside I have a pretty piece of costume jewelry. For my daughter, I gave her something from Tiffany, so it comes in a box already for her graduation, but I have another daughter next year graduating. But this is a nice little piece of jewelry for a pretty box like this. Could be for Mother's Day, doesn't have to be for graduation. It measures 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 by 1, and I'm using actually not the stamp set, just the Hearts and Hugs dies. You could add one of the sentiments and use the tag and add it onto the ribbon if you wanted to. And I'm using the squares from Stylish Shapes dies. Well, just one square. Alright, so what we need for this project is a piece of Night of Navy that is 8.5 by 4 3/4. So you can get 2 of these out of each sheet of cardstock. Okay, I cut a square of Night of Navy that is 2 1/8 by 2 1/8, and I cut this cardstock, basic white cardstock, using the Stylish Shapes dies, and the square is 1 7/8 by 1 7/8. I cut the leaves out of old Olive Cardstock and 3 flowers out of Boho blue. I'm using the Countryside Inn Designer Series paper. We need 2 pieces that are 2.5 by 2.5 and 4 pieces that are 2.5 by 3/4. Alright, so we need to get our Simply Scored. This is my host code. Please put that in for any purchases under $150, not including your shipping and tax. Okay, we're going to start on the 8.5 inch side, and you want to score at 1, 3 3/4, 4 3/4, and 7.5. Turn it to the 4 3/4 inch side and score at 1 and at 3 3/4. Okay, now fold and burnish all your score lines. Alright, and you can put this either way in the long way. And this is what we're going to do. We're going to keep the sides of the rectangle straight and wedge the sides of all the squares. So, let's go to the first score line, cut it to the first score line, then wedge both sides. Go to the next 2 score lines and cut it to the first score line and wedge those. Okay, go to the last score line, cut it to the first score line, and then wedge. And turn it around and do the same exact thing. Alright. Now that's what your cardstock should look like when you're done scoring and cutting. Alright. Then we're going to, let's start over here, and I'm going to put some glue on each tab, and I'm going to connect the score line with the side of the rectangle that's next to it. You could use tear and tape if you want, or Stampin' Seal Plus. Okay. And then the next 2, you're going to put the score line straight with the other side of the same rectangle. Okay, and then the last one will attach to this rectangle. Alright, and that's your box. Okay, so now we need our DSP. We're going to put the 2 pieces that are 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 on the top and inside the flap. Okay, and then the 4 that are 3/4 by 2 3/4 on all 4 sides. All right. Just gonna open it and get a little grip. And I'll put a little bit of grass in there. All right. Now I need my silicone mat and then all my pieces of the flowers. All right, so let's get our 2 squares, and I'm going to attach the one from the Stylish Shapes dies to the 2 1/8 one. All right, then I'm going to put, do this first. I'm going to put a dab of glue on each one of these little circles. I'll attach one there and one there. Oops. And then the smallest one over here. All right, and while that's drying, we'll get our box, and I'm using the Night of Navy and gold glittered ribbon. Tie it around to keep the box closed, and I'm going to put a bow over here. All right, then let's get our square. I'm going to flip these over. And get my dimensionals, and I'm just going to cut, well, I already cut a small strip for the bottom of the flowers. And then I'm going to put mini dimensionals over the flower dots. I'm going to try to get these right in the middle. Good. And then get some regular dimensionals and put them on the back of the squares. And just put it right over the ribbon, right in the middle of our box. Okay, for the final touch, I'm going to use some blooming pearls in the gold. And I'm going to put one in the middle of each flower. And I'm using the large ones. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. All my info is below. There's directions on my blog, and there's ways to join for the special offer that's going on right now. And also, please subscribe and hit the like button. And I will see you next time. Have a great weekend. Bye.